Hi, I'm David Kester, and I spoke here at What Design Can Do about a project that's all about dementia. It shows how to help people stay living in their homes when they've got dementia. And one of the obstacles was that people often don't eat. They forget to eat, and then they lose weight, and then, of course, they get taken into care.
1% of global GDP is the cost of caring for people today, and that cost is going to treble over the next 20 years. This is one of a whole series of products and services that came from an exploration of what are we going to do for our elders.
One of the things that really struck us when we were reading about dementia was how big a problem weight loss is, whether that comes from losing interest in food or forgetting to eat. And there are a number of obvious knock-on effects if you don't maintain your weight.
One of the last senses to go often is smell. And smell is if you're smelling food, it's a great incentive to eat. And out of the project that we ran, they've developed a product. It's called the Ode.
Ode is about using fragrance in an ambient, discreet, pleasurable way to maintain an interest in eating for somebody.
It just reminds the dementia sufferer, the individual with Alzheimer's, that now's the time to eat. I feel peckish, and it's worked.
We need to be in a state of constant design.
Designers can come in and make things more elegant and bring some dignity to the process. They're not always the people that will come up with the big groundbreaking technology necessarily, but they are often the people who, once ideas are happening, will apply those ideas and work out the best way to do that, and often do things with fun and energy and optimism. And because of that optimism, and it's something that I love about design, is the sense of optimism that it brings.
How do you take what we know works at a company level and escalate that up to a state level? What we did here was gather all of the players. These were the leading clinicians, we worked with nurses, with the leading scientists, we brought all the research together, but then we said design, put it under a design lens, and also use design researchers, and we'll find out new things. And the biggest insight was that hospitals need to not just be kept clean, they need to be easy to clean. On the left-hand side, a typical piece of furniture in a hospital where, particularly in the bedside area, where bugs get transmitted so easily, often made of chipboard with lots of nooks and crannies where nasty bugs can linger. And on the right-hand side, where the designers Kinergy4 were paired up, in this case, with a leading manufacturer of these products, and you get something that's easy to clean. It's made of materials that bugs don't adhere to. It's even got a locking mechanism with an RFID tag on your wrist. It just makes sense. You wonder why it wasn't done in the first place.
Designers are increasingly being used, and indeed I think they are very useful in developing whole new ideas, in being part of the discovery process and the exploration process, which is something that I was talking about here, and that I think a lot of the talks are about. Design actually can help people. It's a great aid to pushing at the boundaries of actually what's possible.
This is what we're all so familiar. They call themselves logistics companies. They're transporting our goods and services.
They were suffering all of the issue that so many businesses are suffering at the moment, which is, a downturn in the economy. So here, design was able to put them right at the front of the queue, as it were, make them look the most inspiring, most interesting business, and also for them to be able to project what they really had as an offer, a solutions-based business. And they did that by building design into every single aspect of what the company does, literally from how a receptionist picks up a phone, to how a business proposal is written, to how the livery on a truck works, to how the driver presents himself, but also how he speaks, all the invoices, every single little detail.
And they went on within 6 months, £600,000 of new business. New business wins went up from 8% to 43%. Sales revenue forecasts up. It started with really how we can embed design so that it happens constantly within that business, and that everybody understands that design is the way that we'll explore and experiment and develop our relationships.
As the world moves faster, increasingly returning to design, and design is becoming more and more useful, both to organisations, institutions, to us generally, socially. My belief is that you do absolutely need to keep developing the high quality craft skills whilst also placing your designers into often multidisciplinary teams to work on very, very interesting problem sets. And it's those institutions that get that right and find that blend that I think will serve us well for the future.